AI-assisted learning or cheating? Let me ask an uncomfortable question, especially for educators and policymakers in South Africa. If a learner uses AI to understand a concept, that's learning, right? If the same learner uses AI to submit work, is that still learning? Or is it cheating dressed up in a new digital blazer? Because if we don't ask this soon enough, the horse won't just bolt, it will redesign the stable and rent it back to us. We are living in a moment where answers are cheap, instant, beautifully written. Thinking, however, is becoming optional, and that should set off alarm bells. Many learners are cheating because they are not because they are dishonest. They are crossing the line because the rules are fuzzy. The tools are powerful and the system is largely silent. When the boundary between learning and cheating is blurred, it won't be policymakers that define it. Learners will. So let's draw the line clearly. Learning is when a student says, help me understand this. Cheating is when a student says, do this for me so that I can submit something before the deadline. The deadline is crossed the moment thinking is outsourced rather than supported. Here is the simplest test any educator can apply. If a learner cannot explain, reproduce, or defend the work without the tool, the line has been crossed. That is not assessment. That is assisted plagiarism. Now, educators, we also need to look in the mirror. You cannot assess 21st century methods and then act surprised. No, 20th century methods and then act surprised when 21st century shortcuts come into play. If assessments only reward final answers, AI will happily collect the marks while the students collect the certificate. We must start rewarding process, reasoning, reflection, and judgment, the very muscle that makes learning human. And to education policymakers here, Mzansi, this is your moment of agency. Silence is not neutrality. Silence is permission. If we don't define ethical AI use now, we will soon be policing misconduct instead of cultivating thinkers. We don't need to ban tools. We need to teach the rules of engagement. Otherwise, we will graduate learners who look impressive on paper but struggle to think under pressure. So here's the real question. Will we shape the learner-AI relationship, or will we let it shape us? Because the future will not reward those who memorize answers, but those who know which questions to ask. Finally, educators, policymakers, where do you draw the red line? Let's talk before this gets out of hand. I am Victor Radebe, and be good.